Um, they did everything that they were asked to do, regardless of what happened in Game 7. I was just very proud to see a lot of those young guys, specifically Sixers legend Isaiah Joe. Salute to the guy. Um, yeah, I was just really proud to see them win. And also, I was kind of happy to see Caruso get his ring, but this time like in an actual arena. It was
Yeah,
cool to
that
see.
one was funny. His interview after the game.
But yeah, Cole, like what do you think about game 7 to last night?
Um, I've been rooting for the Thunder the whole playoffs, so I was happy for them. But my heart was just like breaking for Tyrese Halliburton the whole time. Like
Yeah.
I couldn't even enjoy it for the Thunder, um, as much as I thought I'd be able to, just because of Halliburton's injury, especially because he comes out, hits like three threes in 7 minutes or whatever to start the game. It was looking like he was gonna have like a legacy defining game,
Yeah, bro.
and
Literally.
just never really had a chance to. And I don't think that should make any Thunder fans feel any less of the championship or anything like that. But as a neutral fan, it just made me feel sad. Um, oh, I do want to say we talked about it on the last pod. There was one more Thunder player who was a Sixers player who could potentially get a ring. Now he didn't end the season on the Thunder, but Alex Reese was a
Really?
Thunder's player earlier this year, and I did not.
Wow.
So I
Okay.
just wanted to say that
I didn't
before I
know
get shout out to another Sixers legend, Alex Reese, for potentially getting his ring as
Oh,
well
that's so
as
crazy.
Isaiah
I did
Joe.
not know that.
Um, I wanted to give a shout out to Chet Holmgren. Offensively this series, it hasn't been the best one for him, and I feel like we've given flowers to everybody else, and
Yeah,
we've given
yeah.
him his credit on the defensive end. I thought he was a very efficient offensive player last night, even though he only took 8 shots and he missed 3 of his 8 free throws. I still thought hitting a three was pretty big. I remember him
Yeah.
coming up with a big
Yeah.
offensive rebound down the stretch and getting fouled and making one of his 2 free throws there. He had 5 blocks. I think that's the most ever in a game 7 I read. Um, and yeah, I just thought he played a really nice game last night. In my opinion, it was his best offensive game of the finals. And I feel like we've given everybody else credit throughout the series. And I just wanted to give him his due this time because I thought it was a real team effort. Shea 12 assists, 1 turnover. That was amazing.
Bro.
Last game, him not processing the floor well was one of the biggest problems that the Thunder had. And he came out and had one of his best processing games and decision making games that I've seen in his whole career. And they won the turnover battle 21-7, partially because Halliburton was out, but
Yeah.
a lot of it was just because Shea took care of the ball so well and didn't turn the ball over and played like an elite playmaker, not just a shooting guard who's being asked to handle the primary initiating of his team. Um, so yeah, overall, it was a very fun game, especially when the Pacers sort of started to make it close again at the end of the fourth quarter. But the whole time I just couldn't stop thinking about Tyrese Halliburton, so it wasn't as fun for me as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah, nah, I get that, bro. When I watched the game, when I saw the Tyree, like at first I thought when he passed the ball, I thought he just tripped and just kind of made like a last minute decision to get rid of the ball. But once I heard in the broadcasting section when they said, "Oh, Halliburton's still down," I was like, "Dang!" Like he definitely tore his Achilles. Um, so, I mean, it felt exactly like when KD tore his Achilles, um, if not worse, honestly. Like that's definitely I was, me and my pop, we watched the games together. So I was telling him like, yeah, that might be the most unfortunately like iconic photo of that playoffs, like, which is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, so prayers up to Hallie. We've been very, very, very high on Tyrese Halliburton, and we're not even fans of him. So, hope he gets the recovery he needs. We're praying for you, bro. It was a crazy game from that point onward, especially because he hit three threes and they weren't easy threes, man. Like you could tell, like you said earlier, he was popping it, bro.
Oh, he came out so aggressive. I
Dude.
do want to also say you saw the effect that it had on his team when he was out. So,
Yeah, yeah,
not
bro.
to discredit any of these players, but um, is Miles Turner only had 6 points. Pascal Siakam only had 16 on 49% true shooting. And Obi Toppin, where are your stats? Obi
Oh yeah,
Toppin did
he didn't
not
even
score.
score. Yeah,
Yeah, Obi Toppin did not score in 21 minutes and was 0 for 4.
yeah,
Those are three really good players, and Tyrese Halliburton makes them look like absolutely amazing players. So I just like with them out there, Obi Toppin is a rim runner, plays in the dunker spot a lot, and spots up at the 3 point line a lot. Tyrese Halliburton does a really nice job of finding him for a lot of open looks. Same thing with Miles Turner.
yeah,
Runs a lot of pick and pop with him, short roll with him. Miles really good trailer, and Halliburton's really good at finding him. And then Pascal Siakam is one of the best transition scorers in the entire league. And
yeah,
Ali's really good at getting him going in transition and finding him in his spots when he has nice position in the post.
yeah, bro.
And
You're
all three of
hitting.
those guys didn't play as well as you would like them to. And a lot of that is just because Tyrese Halliburton wasn't there. So I thought, even though like those guys, like, it's not really on them. It just shows how much Tyrese Halliburton means to his team. That without him there, those three guys didn't play up to the standard that we expect them to. And I
Yeah,
think
it makes
most of that
sense.
was because Hallie wasn't there.
Yeah, I remember when he first got injured, I was telling myself like they've won games in the past where he scored like 13, 14. So maybe that might be the difference maker, but I completely forgot about like his playmaking ability. And I think as TJ McConnell was the main guard for most of the game, and they would switch between TJ and Ben Mathurin, I was just like, yeah, man, like they need him. Seriously, like it was cool to see them fight, man. Like I can't lie. Like TJ McConnell at one point was looking like I don't even know how he had what like 12 points in
He's
the third
got
quarter.
he's got like the
That
most
would,
his mid range is the most unstoppable shot in the league. Yeah, he had 12 points, 6 for 7 from the field. He
bro.
did turn the ball over 3 times, but like they were running the offense through TJ McConnell in game
Yeah,
7 of the
bro.
NBA Finals. So, bro, as a Sixers fan, like when he first started playing, like like by the end of that season, he was pretty good. But at the beginning, he was a
Yeah, he was
tough
horrible,
watch,
bro.
man.
He's
He
horrible.
was a
I was
tough
like,
watch.
why in
With
2017, it
like
was
the
like,
buzz
why is
cut,
he starting, bro?
like you saw that little dude coming there with the buzz cut, and I was like, oh my god, why is this guy in the game? And then by the end of the year, it's like, all right, this guy is actually better than I thought that he like. This guy actually turned out to be pretty good.
Bro, the
And
mellow shot changed everything, bro.
if you told me a team would be running their offense through this guy of Game 7 of the NBA Finals when I had first seen him play basketball, I would have been like, bro, you are crazy, bro. So I
Bro,
don't know. Shout out to Timothy John, man. Shout out to Timothy John. Played a great game last
bro.
night.
And what's even crazier too was like the level of difficulty of the shots he would make, bro. Because it felt like he was like he had like that sixth sense of just like, okay, I'm gonna put it up before they can even react. And when he put it up, like it was too late to even try to block it. And I was really amazed with how he did that for like six consecutive possessions. And we've grown up watching him. So yeah, man, like seeing him fight really hard, like I was really proud to see TJ McConnell, you know, basically have a legacy defining game, honestly. And it was sad to see at that end, like they showed him go into the tunnel, you know. It was definitely a part of me, I guess, as a Sixers fan was like, dang, like I'm sad my guy lost, but at least Isaiah Joe won. So
Mhm.
it was like, it was weird. It was a weird feeling, bro.
I
And
was
then
mad they didn't put Isaiah Joe in at the end of the game, bro, when they emptied the bench out. I was hoping.
yeah. And like it was crazy because I guess, from my perspective, it felt like the third quarter is when a lot of things when a lot of things shifted. There was a 9-0 run that OKC had that I think they went up. I don't know how much they went up by, but I knew once they got past like 10 in the third, I was like,
Yeah.
okay, this is not good. You know what I mean?
J-Dub hit the 1-3 on the Shea kick out where
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it was
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else back
yeah,
in.
yeah,
That's when I kind of felt like the game was over. Yeah, like you said,
yeah,
it was only like a 10-point game at that point.
yeah,
Like
bro.
9-point game, maybe. It was something like that. But yeah.
Yeah, and like even, at one point, because you never want to doubt the Pacers out. Like Ben Mathurin, he was doing everything he could, bro.
Oh yeah. 10 free throws. Bro, when he gets to the free throw line, he does score efficiently. It's weird.
Yeah, bro. He kind of reminds me of like Jalen Brown, just with like less finesse. I don't know if that, I don't know if that's a good comp, but like,
He reminds me of another Jalen who got traded in the Kevin Durant trade, Jalen Green. I don't know. Both of the just like really skilled players where it's just like their IQ and shot selection kind of just holds them back.
I
So
got
it's like when they're on, they're super fun. Like last night, like it like field goal percentage wise, he wasn't on.
Yeah.
like getting to the line and knocking down some threes and stuff. I think he ended with like a 65% true shooting for 24 points, which is really good. Like he was on. And they'll have games like that, but they'll have games where they just lose you the game. Jameis was texting me. He was like, because Matthew was fighting until the end. It was like 19 seconds left. He's like still in the inbound pass and like scoring, which like you like to see. Like you don't want to see a guys give up.
Yeah.
He was like, I wish we had Matthew on the Sixers. I said I'm good because I kind of think that I want more high IQ players on the Sixers. And like, well, I do think there is a spot for Ben Mathurin in the league for like a team that needs a spark plug off the bench. I don't know if he's a guy that should be playing every game, and I think Rick Carlisle saw that. But he had a couple of games, even in this series where he just
Yeah,
could
he
like
was
take over the
definitely a
game and
game
win you a
changer.
game. But
Yeah.
yeah, you saw the other side of the coin. What was it? Game five, I think it was. Game four or
Um,
five, where he kind of like not lost it for him down the stretch, but kind of killed their chances down the
oh
stretch.
yeah, when he missed
I
the
forget
free
which game it
throws.
was, but it was one of those two.
It was one of the games where he missed the free throws, right?
Yeah, he missed three free throws down the stretch. He had like a bad turnover. Yeah, I mean it's tough. It's tough. I feel like your approach to the game is something that doesn't really change that much.
Mm.
So it's just hard for me to ever see him like becoming a different type of player. But I think he's really fun to watch. My bad. I'm going on a rant about Ben
You're
Bath.
good, bro. You're good.
Like
You're good. Yeah, like again, props to OKC. I loved like even though Ben Mathurin was going crazy, bro. I remember I saw that one J-Dub layup before it kind of got revealed that he might have walked. I think that was low-key a game changer too, honestly. Because of how crazy that layup was. Uh but yeah, man, like Shea, we can go into Shea, finals MVP, his first finals MVP. Honestly, it looked like that was the best game I ever seen him play. Cause it like just the way he was moving, just the you could tell like bro he was on a mission, man. I feel like I've seen Shay like operate, but I don't think I think he was operating just with way more like slickness or something like that. Like it was just really sharp, calculated, smooth movements that I feel like I've never seen him kind of like create before. And I don't know if it was because, it was a game 7. Am I overreacting to it? But it just looked like Shay like when he had one turnover, I think the whole game, and it was in like the fourth quarter because he
Yeah,
had
it was late.
turnovers like for most of the game, and I remember just telling myself, "Wow, like he's handling the ball too much for him to have like zero turnovers, and that's really impressive to me." You know?
Yeah, I wouldn't say this was the best game I've ever seen him play. I do watch like other than the Sixers, I watched like 82 games of the Sixers the past couple years. The Thunder had been my second most watched team. I really like Shea and I really like a lot of players on their team and just the way they play as a whole.
Yeah,
But processing the game and like decision making wise and playmaking, I do think this was the best game I've seen him play. Because it felt like he just made the right decision every single time.
literally, bro.
And sometimes I think he gets a little shot happy, and like why not when you're as good of a scorer as him? But his shot wasn't even like falling like you expect it to on a game where he's really on, and he still was by far the best player on the court tonight. And a lot of that was just because he made the right decision. And the fourth quarter really did him in efficiency wise for his shooting because through 3 quarters he was super efficient, and then kind of just like the game was kind of over. And that's not really an excuse, but I'm not gonna hold it against a guy where they win the game by double digit points and he still plays as great as he did. Like the missed shots down the stretch didn't affect the outcome. It just dropped his shooting percentage, which I don't really care about if you win the game but like they did. But yeah, he was great this whole series. I'm happy he got Finals MVP. I definitely think he deserved it. I know there was some discussion whether it should be him or J Dub. It didn't feel like much of a discussion to me. It kind of felt like a non-discussion. For J Dub was great in his own right, but to me it was clear who the Finals MVP was if the Thunder would have won it. Um,
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. I agree
yeah.
with
Shout out to Jado too, though. He had a great series too. I had a lot of questions about whether or not I thought he could handle it being a second option because how he looked last year in the playoffs. And I did predict the Thunder to win, so for what it's worth, I did think he could do it. But I thought if they didn't do it, that would be the reason why.
you.
And he came out and he played great. I think he averaged 22 points per game in the finals, and he did it pretty efficiently. So I was very impressed by him. So
Yeah, bro. I mean, for the viewers at home, final stat line. Shea Gilgeous-Alexander in game 7, 29 points, 12 assists, 5 boards. And then J Dub, 20 points, 4 assists, 4 boards. So, obviously it wasn't the best. Like I definitely kind of capped when I said it was the best game that I've seen him play. Because definitely like the field goal percentage is definitely a stinker. But, it's a game seven. He's doing everything that he needs to do in order to win. So I can't even blame him. Excuse me. I can't even blame him for taking the shots that he would take. Definitely it's like very Kobe-esque to me. Um, yeah, bro.
Yeah, he was 1 for 8 in the fourth. That's yucky. It is what it is, though. He still played a great game. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's what it was because it felt super efficient and down the stretch. Like when the game was kind of over, he started missing some shots. Glorify emptying the clip, though. I would rather see my best player go out in the game seven shooting 27 shots than seeing him shoot a shot. So I don't care.
Yeah, I
And they
agree.
won. So
So, okay, so now we've talked about the finals.